Welcome to the Pop Go Project podcast, a platform for the discussion and discovery of arts and entertainment. We focus on highlighting people and events that add value to the world around us. Visit us on all social media platforms by searching the Pop Go Project or visit our website at thepopgoproject.com. Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for listening. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Keller's Garden Center and Landscaping Services. Are you still cutting your own grass? Are you still trying to get your landscaping to look perfect on your own? That sounds sweaty. That sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like a job for Keller's Garden Center and Landscaping Services. Family owned and operated, Keller's Garden Center and Landscaping Services, located on Kern Street in Exeter near Blue Ribbon Dairy, has the quality and experience to get your yard looking its best. The Garden Center offers plants, trees, sod, mulch, rocks, flowers, topsoil, grass seed, straw bales, and much more, while the Lawn and Landscaping Services offers mowing, trimming, planting, and full landscaping. And also new at Keller's Garden Center is the Zen Chaser Bonsai Studio, offering bonsai trees, supplies, and classes. Visit them on their social media page for more info. Keller's Garden Center and Landscaping Services. Get your free estimate today. This episode is also brought to you by Paulson Tours. For almost 30 years, this family-owned and operated business has been sending people to sports games, racing events, concerts, vacations, and more. I myself have been using Paulson Tours for trips to Red Sox games, wine festivals, and an annual guys trip to Boston for St. Patty's Day for almost 15 years. Check out the current trips being offered over at paulsontours.com. Life's a trip. Go with Paulson Tours. Hit record. What were you saying?
I don't even know. The Portland Frank merchandise was taken over.
Yeah.
This is literally sitting here on my chair.
I texted Polly this morning. I was like, "Yo, I'm going live with Dustin tonight. I'm wearing the hot dog hat."
The hot dog hat.
Yo, what's your beef? No pun intended. What's your beef with the hot dog hat?
I'm not. Why did he say there was something?
And he's like, you don't, he's like, one person in the world doesn't like this hat or this logo. I said, who's that?
I didn't say the logo. I also said the name of the band.
You also hate Portland Frank? Is that what do you hate him so much you decided to have a show with him?
That's not true. Paulie's my best dude.
I know. Paulie's the man.
But
we're not here to talk about Paulie.
No, man.
Or Portland Frank.
Not getting no free advertisement from me.
Dude, the funniest thing is I'm trying to find when you were on last, because when you you have this whole thing going on, you're dropping a new record. You're like, hey man, you want to sit down and talk? I said, absolutely. But in the back of my head, I'm like, I feel like I just talked to you. And I try not to repeat guests. And this will be episode 134. And out of all of them, I've only repeated like 2 or 3 guests, and you're one of those repeats, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think the last time I was on was definitely longer than.
It was so long ago.
It seems pretty long ago, dude.
When I went back and looked.
Oh, what did it say?
What did I tell you? I can't find it. Okay. Episode 34. Holy shit. So.
Wow. Did you get good at this yet?
No. Not at all. I don't know why people come and talk to me. I have no idea. But this is crazy.
Wow.
It's going to be 100 episodes later.
Thank you for having me back as being a repeat customer. I appreciate that.
It's going to be wild because it's going to be 100 episodes, right? And that released April 29th of 2021. Today is April 11th. So, I mean, that was probably recorded, middle of April 2 years ago. Right. So we're like, this is weird.
Cool. It's cool.
Dustin Douglas of Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentleman. The Dustin Douglas in Dustin Douglas in the Electric Gentleman. How are you?
Yeah. I'm good. I am gearing up for this record to come out in like 2 days. So it's been pretty crazy around here. But things are great, man. Things are really good. Yeah.
So when does the album come out? 4/14, right?
Yeah, Friday the 14th.
Okay, so this will most likely air after this album is released. It'll be next week.
Okay, good to
But
know.
yeah, but that's okay. That's okay.
No, there's lots of stuff to
Lots of stuff.
talk
I
about.
mean, yeah. So I mean, I feel like you are probably the hardest working musician in any PA. If it's not with the band, it's doing solo gigs. But like, let's real quick. We'll do a thing here. Album released this Friday. When this comes out, it'll be last Friday. But go check it out, streaming everywhere right now. But you got singles coming out. You got albums coming out. You have a beer coming out. You've got a show for the coveted party on the patio. You did a Tiny Desk submission. You did a video for some of these releases. Where do you find the time? You're married. You have a full-time job.
It's terrible. No. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, fortunately, the day thing, it's not super full time anymore. So the music is kind of taken over a little bit. So, which careful what you wish for because it might come true.
Well, it's probably your goal, right? You don't hustle as hard as you have been to,
Oh man, it's right. Exactly. I mean, it's pretty full time anymore, which is the way I want it. But yeah, there's a lot of great things, man. A lot of shows, a lot of video, like you said, videos. And, there's still a lot more stuff coming too that I can't really talk about too.
Okay.
Some cool collaborations, and I mean, so it's all happening, man. I mean, we've been working hard for a couple of years to ramp this all up. So, yeah, I'm excited. It's finally here.
Yeah. So Black Leather Blues. This will be what, the 4th or 5th album by you guys?
So it's actually like the 3rd full length album for the Electric Gentleman. I had the solo record, and then we did like an EP of blues covers.
Okay.
Which we're gonna do another one of those in the near future. So it'll be blues too. So yeah, man, it's I'm really happy with the record. It came out great. And it was a long process, but it's here now, man.
Yeah, I mean, I had the pleasure of listening to it prior to this conversation, and I think I told you last time when you were releasing a new song with a video, like that was kind of like, better than anything prior, and I feel like this is better than anything prior to this, which I guess it makes sense, right? I mean, you're a growing, maturing musician. You guys have, obviously played a ton of shows together as a unit. I mean, you guys have been together for a long time, and it's the same three guys in the band.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's nothing new, but it's definitely some of I think the best stuff that you've done.
Well, thank you. I mean, that means the world. I mean, I think we kind of feel the same way. I mean, that's all we could hope for, I think, is kind of just keep getting better and better. Some bands that we love, we can't say that about, people release new records and you're like, all right, well, that's cool, but it's not. So, yeah, man, I hope it continues to be like that as long as until the well dries up,
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what we can talk about. You're fresh off of opening up for the Badleys, which I was at the show. Great show.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's kind of funny. There was a joke made that people who know you and know the Badleys would know that you were actually in the Badleys at one point. I forget what the joke was, but it was funny to be in the crowd and hear that. So a great show that night. It was not a sold out show, but it was a packed house for sure.
And it had to be close. I mean,
yeah,
it had to be really close, which is great. I mean, it's a pretty decent sized room. So it was fun, man. We all had a really good time. It couldn't have gone any better. It's always great to see those guys, and as you can imagine, they're some of my best friends in the world. So, yeah, dude, it's sometimes ridiculous what you get paid to do. It's great.
All right, well, so fast forward and past that, we got the new record coming out. You dropped the lead single, I guess you could say, off that album. Why would you say such a thing? Accompanied by
Yeah.
a music video. Talk a little bit about that. I know you went back with Jonathan Edwards, right?
Yeah, I mean, all that video process was super cool. And then, you know, then the Change video, which comes out tomorrow, but this will be in the past. Yeah, so that's also Jonathan Edwards production. So we have a nice streak going, and Jonathan's just great to work with, and we work together really well, and we do things rather quickly and efficiently, and yeah, man, that's a relationship that I'm really happy to have.
Cool. And I think you guys also worked with him on a submission for the Tiny Desk series.
We did, and that came out super cool. Yeah, that it sounds really good, and we recorded it live. And it sounds really good. It looks really cool, and I mean, it didn't really take that long, or there wasn't too much effort, so it's cool. You know, it's fun.
Now, do you know where you stand with that? Like, have you?
I don't believe. I mean, I think the contest itself is over, but I'm really bad when it comes to contests. So, you know, if you win, you win. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, man, I've been doing it too long to get stressed out.
A for effort, right?
Yeah, man, it was fun, and it's yeah, just glad to be part of the club. You know, I love those Tiny Desk concerts. So.
Yeah, I mean, you can't win if you don't try.
Very true.
Right. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, Dustin Douglas.
I love it. I get that tattooed.
And I saw the announcement. Party on the Patio was just announced. When this comes out, it'll be a week or two ago. Huge favorite event here in northeastern Pennsylvania. People love that Party on the Patio. I think it's even more weeks than it was last year, and you guys will be doing a tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. So we've done that a few times in the past, and it's a blast for us, and people really dig it. And yeah, I mean I mean, you laugh, but like the party, it's crazy. People lose their minds for that thing.
Yeah, I'm not laughing. You know? I mean,
people are crazy. I know, but I'm with you, man. It's just like it's to which all things are now compared.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like if you play Party on the Patio, you've made it.
And it's like it's wild, man. And what's cool is that it's usually these really professional, touring tribute bands, and this we kind of do this tribute. We've done it a few times just because we wanted to, and it was fun and it was successful. But yeah, I gotta thank the casino and Jen and Mindy there for kind of sticking their neck out and doing something a little different and local to the area. And so yeah, it's gonna be a blast. I'm looking forward to it.
I think it was probably the most shared piece of news on the internet that day that was announced.
Right. I mean, it's good. Yeah. I mean, I'd say you couldn't pay for that publicity, but you could.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about publicity too. I mean, I feel like, and if I'm wrong, I apologize, but you have a new publicist.
We do. We got a nice new team. We got a nice new team around us. We also signed an independent, like an indie deal with a record company called Mojo Records. So yeah, that kind of stuff happened too, behind the scenes. So we got a great team around this whole thing. And I mean, it takes an army, man. I mean, it's gotten good. So it's like, I can't really just do this myself anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's cool when I got the submission sent over via Schroeder Rondon organization is the
SRO.
SRO is the easiest way to say it, right? So I worked with I think she's like the vice president now, Kelly Walsh. on she's hooked me up with some different artists throughout my time doing this. And when I saw that come over, I'm like, holy shit, that's pretty neat. That
You're like, I know these. Wait, I know these guys.
yeah, the Black Moods are
Black
working with
Moves,
them,
yeah.
which are a great band.
Yeah, it's super cool for me because it was like kind of like full. I mean, when you've been doing it for a while, you don't really get too excited about much anymore. But they also like represent like Joe Perry from Aerosmith, and like he was kind of like my idol growing up. So
some big names.
I was like, hold up, that's kind of cool. You know, it's like 1 degree of separation.
Yeah.
You know,
So how did that kind of happen?
It happened very organically. I mean, there's just a lot of people here behind the scenes that are kind of, you know, behind it because they believe in it, you know, and want to be. It's not like because nobody's really getting rich off anything right now in this stage of the game, you know. So it's like everybody here is because they truly believe in it, and that's a great place to be, man. You know, it's like so it just happened. What's great is like the one thing I could say is that if you can't take no or rejection as a rejection because it just opens another door that's greater. You know what I mean? So whether that comes from management or publicist or, you know, yeah, you end up where you're supposed to end up for sure. I truly believe that, you know.
I think you're right. I've tried to, you know, live by that code, I guess you could say, as well, you know.
And it's hard, you know, it's easier said than done. Trust me. I think we both know that, but, yeah, I think that's getting older and we're getting a little wiser, John.
Maybe.
I hope so.
Maybe.
Hope so.
I'll never forget your 21st birthday. Was it your birthday or was it Jamie's?
It was my birthday.
Yeah, that's good times.
Oh man, forever.
We've known each other for a long, long time.
It's crazy to think that was only 6 years ago, right?
I think I first met you.
It was like a house party, right?
Yeah, it was 20 years ago. I think it was 2004. It had been before, and maybe I don't know. I forget. But yeah, it's been a long time. So it's kind of interesting that I've been part of your life in some retrospect for that long. I mean,
well, that's what's great about doing these records, these press cycles things, because like you do end up, you start like, you know, you talk to the people that have been there since like really early, and you're like, wow, man. Well, you're like, I'm super thankful and grateful for, you know, you and people like that. But it's like, and then you're like, man, I've been doing this forever. But it is cool to see people that have seen it when it was like, you know, in corner bars or roller skating rinks or wherever the hell we played, man. I played everywhere, you know, everywhere. Crazy tiny bar. And you've seen them all.
Yeah, man.
You know, dude, it's super cool. Yeah.
I wish I was better prepared. I actually have a photo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm ill prepared, but the photo of lemon jelly back in the day.
Yeah, man.
I think you've seen it before. I think I've sent it to you a couple times.
Yeah, buddy. That's when you need like a graphic to just pop up.
You know, I need to like learn how to better utilize the technology.
I'm not really a tech guy, so I'm with you, dude.
Dude, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Like
when it comes to all my gear, like I'm pretty meat and potatoes. You know what I mean? It's just like good guitar through a good amp, right? And it's gonna sound good, right? It doesn't.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I should be cutting this up into clips and putting it on Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts and.
Well, dude, there's always time. I mean, you
TikTok.
Can't.
Yeah, I mean, it just I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time.
Well, that's the thing. It's like this. That could. I mean, it could become a full-time job, dude. That does become. But also, like all the podcasts we watch, man. You know, they have producers and stuff doing all that shit. So.
Yeah, it's just me.
Yep.
I shouldn't say that. I have app development helps out a little bit.
Awesome.
Makes me sound and my guests sound better than just coming through a computer. But So shout out to Justin and his team. But yeah, I mean,
Shout out.
yeah, it's it's been a long time. It'll be 2.5 years soon doing this, and I haven't done anything like
Congratulations, man. That's cool.
I haven't done anything like to make it better. And I feel, I mean, I'm doing this to as a platform for guests to talk about what they've got going on. So it's like I should make an effort to make it better, so that way it's better for the guests. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Absolutely.
20 years from now when I'm 60.
doing my greatest like
Yeah.
you and me will be like just
We're still doing this?
beat up.
We're still doing
Like,
this?
This is episode 4060.
Yeah. That'd be something.
My next guest just turned 90.
Yeah. Yeah. People still want to talk to me. It's amazing.
Let's look forward to it,
Yeah, man.
I'll be here if you are.
Let's hope. God willing. So, some more, part of the festivities. You partnered with a local brew pub, Benny Brewing Company in we'll call it. They say Nanacoke, they say Wilkes-Barre, they say Hanover Township. Google it, you'll find it. But how did that kind of happen? I mean, you're releasing a beer, Black Leather Blues, the German style Kolsch ale. Talk about the process behind that, how it came to be, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to do the same stuff for when the record came out. You know what I mean? You have to do promotion, you have to do things, and it happens with every record. But I wanted to do some different things, and this is one of a few different things. We have another collab coming out with like Duval Leather. We're doing like tats. He did a bunch of cool leather, patch tats, and that'll be a Duval Leather and Dustin Douglas collaboration. There's some other cool things coming as well. But man, it just can't, like a light bulb just went off. I was like, man, I'm going to ask Benny. I'm just going to ask him again. If like you don't ask, then it's impossible. It may not, it will definitely never happen.
Mm-hmm.
And he was pumped about it. And I was like, man. And then it just was like it just became so easy. And my graphic designer and one of my best friends, and him very well, and my wife's cousin Dave Fisk, came up with the logo and the label for the beer, and the logo, but yeah, man, and now it's gonna be out. It's crazy. It's just like, I love when ideas just turn into something real, man.
Yeah. Well, you're very nonchalant about it all. It's like, I asked Benny, and he's like, yeah, and I talked to Nick Duval at Duval Leather, and he's doing a patch on a hat, and
Well, let me tell you though, it's like it's definitely nice to have all these talented people to call your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's Tyler at Axelrad, shout out to Tyler designing cool shirts for us and stuff. Like, man, I just like I'm surrounded with all these. So for me, it's like, man, I just want everybody to be involved in this, because this is awesome. It's like, let's all just be artistic and do our thing. And so that's where I'm at. But the beer thing is cool, and it's going to be for sale. Well, it's already for sale, because the beer thing was on the 16th.
All right, so I missed that too. Damn it.
Yeah.
What plan on my part?
It's all good. No, man, there's only so many hours in the day. It's all good. But I mean, the one thing that is in the future is the Jazz Cafe show, which is the official release party, and
right.
Parlor and Astrology Days and are presenting it, and then the beer is going to be at the Jazz Cafe.
Right.
I believe on tap and cans. The beer is also going to be at the Cobbler in Wilkes-Barre, which is a secret place.
That's a great place.
Shouldn't even say anything about it.
What's that?
I shouldn't even say anything about it.
No, you can't. Doesn't exist.
About what doesn't?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
For the first rule, Fight Club.
You're blowing it, dude. Well, I mean, so it's kind of neat, right? Like the fact, I mean, you're adding all these pieces, and it's tough because there's so much out there. There's so much music. There's a million or 2 million podcasts, and there's how many different bands and how much music's out there, and it's really hard to like make yourself stand out, right? So it's really cool to see you kind of take these pieces and kind of put them all together and use them to your advantage. And not maybe that's the wrong term, not use to your advantage, but maybe.
Right.
But
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, it's just like it to make. I know what you're saying. Like, it's
yeah,
not like I'm like, oh, I'm not like let's use my friends
yeah, I'm gonna
to
pick, yeah,
But
dance
it's
puppet,
not.
yeah,
It's just like, man, it's like, man, you do cool shit. Like, let's do cool shit together.
right.
Am I allowed to curse on? I don't know if I'm allowed to
Absolutely, it's
curse.
the internet. No one cares.
Oh, all right,
And I have 5 listeners, so it's okay.
Fuck yeah to those 5 listeners. um, no, it's really cool. I have, like I said, there's so many people. It's not. It's a serious team, man.
Right.
It's great.
But what I
And
think
it is.
I'm getting at is the fact that, like, I think an up and coming band, they might like they might utilize like social media and maybe video production like as their like anchor. They're like they're they're what they're using the most of. Like, and I think from an old school perspective that you've been at been at it for such a long time now, and you've been parts of like CD release parties, which we'll get to yours
Did
in a
you
minute.
just say? Did you just call me old, but just added the word school after?
Yeah, I sure did. We just got done saying it. I've known you for 20 years. If I've known you for 20 years, I'm 40. Math.
As you were.
Yeah. But like no, like you've been a part of that scene, and you've been around, other talented musicians who, older than you, who I'm sure you've gained, a lot of knowledge from, and just, things you picked up along the way. But like you kind of took all these things and made it an event and made it something cool. And I don't think that I've seen, especially on, the NAPA level, someone do that like you're doing, right? Like, I mean, you're definitely making some noise here.
Yeah, I mean, and God, God loves any younger band trying to navigate any of this,
Right.
because I mean, it is just Instagram, and just the socials alone is a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that get paid a lot of money to be social media managers, man. And like, to do that, and then to, get your band known, and then also trying to make some money doing it. And then you're not making that much money doing that. So you're definitely gonna have to work another job, and then trying to do that, and then updating the website, and then also trying to be clever, but then also trying to write great songs and
Right.
be great live, and then rehearse, and then and then look good on stage, and then it's crazy.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot for me and people at this level and people above this level. And I mean, it's weird at times. It's almost like the music and the image that's unspoken. Like, if that's got to be good from the get go. There's no developing that. But I'm at the point now in the same thing where I've been, because I'm so old, and I've been doing this, and been doing this for a while. I just want to have fun doing it too.
Right.
Like, this shit's fun for me. Like, having a barbecue and beer thing last Sunday. Like, man, we've never done that before. Let's do that. Do an acoustic performance and drink our own beer. I don't know, that's kind of cool. Something different. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it interesting, and that's it starts with me not getting bored.
Right.
And I think it's fun for everybody then.
Social media is such a powerful tool, though. I was in Boston for St. Patty's Day weekend, like I do every year.
Yes, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man, I pulled into town, I just got off the bus, put the luggage in the hotel room, open my phone up to kind of see, like, make some plans for what we're doing. And I get an ad served to me. I can't remember if it was from Blue October's page or if it was no, it had to be Blue October. An ad served, see Blue October this weekend in Boston. And I'm like, no shit. So I clicked. I'm like, I wonder where it is. So I clicked it. They're at the I think it was the Orpheum.
Yeah.
So I clicked on that to see how far from the hotel. It was a 10-minute walk, and I bought tickets. That quick. Like,
that's awesome.
I mean, that's amazing. And I never would have been served that ad if I wasn't in Boston, right? Like, it just that's how powerful of a tool it is. So obviously, like, I mean, it's a good thing to have. I'm not shitting on social media and young bands.
That's a bit spy though, right?
No, man, you gave them the access. You told them to follow you.
This is slippery slope to know where you're at.
Track you, follow you, steal all your data.
Man.
You don't care. You signed it off. You just hit the button, accept terms.
But listen, man, if that means me knowing what concerts are in town when I'm in some town, I'm all about it.
Right. But no, I just thought it's kind of crazy.
That's cool. I mean, no, I mean, obviously, I mean, as well as I do, there's ways to win at it, and if you just put up a post and hope a bunch of people see it, it's probably not going to happen due to algorithms, and there is a science behind it. Yeah.
Back in the day, it did. They just gave it to us for free. Everyone saw everything, and then they're like, little by little, they just pulled it away. Like, nope, you got to pay for this now. You got to pay for it. You got to pay for it. Yep.
Yeah, man. If you're not verified, you don't got to worry about not being verified.
Yeah. I feel like Zuckerberg is more powerful than the fucking president of the U.S.
It's all just money, man. You know what I mean? It's all money, buddy.
I just that's what I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a club that I'm not in.
No, same. But
I did get there, I guess. Though.
You said, outside of all the things, you have to have good music, and I wanted to talk about a few of the songs.
Yeah. I would love to.
There's a song called "Good Love." And I feel like that has like a bit of the Who vibe to it.
Oh, that's cool.
You didn't get that?
All right. Dude, I'm so burnt out on these. No. It's funny, man. I love when people say things like that because I never once thought that. No, but that's super cool. See how music is just like totally subjective and personal and like, I mean, it's definitely got an AC/DC thing going on. You know, that intro. I like that song a lot. In retrospect, I wish it was a little bit shorter so we could have released it as a single, but it's kind of long. But that's fine because then it's going to be, I'm going to play that. We're going to play that. Playing that live is fun.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that was the first one you asked about because, I think that song's pretty cool. The Who, that's awesome. What about it makes you think about The Who?
Specifically the song. Oh man.
You know what I think it is? I probably know what it is. I mean, I'm not going to answer for you, but I think there's just like big power chord type things that happen when it comes in, it's very like Pete Townsend.
Yeah, well, specifically the song "Won't Get Fooled Again."
Yeah, which is great because that's like my favorite Who song. That's like one of the best rock and roll screams of all time at the end of it.
Well, there you go. Yeah, for sure. CSI. Little CSI action. Yeah, I heard that song and I'm like immediately that's got some of the Who.
Super cool.
It's funny too. It's like I always say this. I think every time I talk to a musician and I we talk about new music and new albums and I always say I hate doing this, but I'm going to do it anyways. And it's saying like, oh, this song sounds like, or this album sounds like, insert band name here.
Mhm.
And I don't want to get myself in trouble. Sometimes it's like you say it, and it's like, what if the artist hates that band? And it's like, oh wow, like I just made a record that sounds like Justin Bieber. Fuck, like that's terrible. I hate Justin Bieber. But I knew
Yeah, but you're not going to say that to me about my, you know what I mean?
no,
You're not going to, it's going to, so like as long as you're kind of playing it safe,
well, I knew that the Who would never be disrespectful to anybody. Like you would,
I would hope not.
right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I was just talking to the guys in the Holtzman Effect, and that'll come out, and one of their songs sounds like Theory of a Dead Man,
Okay.
which some people love, some people hate.
Mhm.
And it's one of those bands that, like, if you're a musician, maybe you hate that band. And I just said, like, you sound like that band. And now they're like, fuck, like, I hate that band. Our songs sound like that band. I quit. Like, but I knew I was safe with the Who. So moving on.
Cool.
Moving
Yeah.
on.
Next one.
Moving on. Gonna take this train.
Yeah.
Is that the first song you've cursed in on an album?
It's funny you said that because I was, it is, I think. I think it's the first time I dropped the curse.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like that, like I'm listening to it. I'm like, ooh, Dustin's
then
not
I
a
looked,
cursor.
well, that's not. We both know that's not true. But
Well, I mean, your music
song,
isn't written with like that kind of
my
language.
my whole thing with it is like sometimes you hear it in a song and you're like, man, that's really contrived and kind of not. It doesn't work there. Right. But in that song, it just kind of works, and that's just kind of what came out, and that's what said, and it was very natural. So it wasn't like, but it gave us that one time gave us an explicit thing on like iTunes and Spotify. It's got the E by it. Just that one, whatever.
I mean, yeah, it didn't sound forced. It didn't sound like I'm not saying that, but when I was listening, I was like, wow.
That's funny that you picked up on that, man.
Yeah.
Because I thought, believe me, I think about that shit. Should I change the word? And then it's like, but it's like, I'm not censoring myself anymore. Like, screw that, dude.
Right.
Whatever.
Sometimes it needs to be said.
If you're offended by that,
the show's not for you.
It's just like, I don't know if the world is at this point. Shit.
Another song, barely holding on. I mean, that's got a great sing-along chorus and lighters in the air type of feel to it too.
Yeah, who does it remind you of?
I don't have a relative. No. Who are you going for?
No, I was just curious.
No, nothing spoke to me.
I was going to say that I really hate that band.
What did you do?
I was going to say that I really hate that band. Whoever you said.
I ruined it.
No, I like that one. It's funny. I went into this record being like, you know what, we're not going to have any like slower. I just want it to be all kind of tough. But like, Change, the latest single. I just wrote that intro on an acoustic guitar and just like strum those 3 chords, and I was like, shit, man, this is really good. I don't know what it is about this. And that's probably one of my favorite songs that I ever wrote.
Which one's that? Change,
yeah. So I mean, I don't. Maybe in the past I was like, oh, there has to be a slower kind of thing on it. And this time I was like, man, if it happens, it happens. It happened. And barely holding on is kind of a little lower tempo, but I like that. I kind of just go off on the end, kind of just playing. Yeah, that's a cool one. I like your choices.
Yeah, those were some of the ones that really kind of,
stuck out.
Yeah, it made me perk up a bit. And
cool.
Also, yeah, like you said, like, barely holding on and Change was definitely a different pace for you guys. And then even this record, I feel like is more rock than rock and blues, which is
It's
cool.
more like, instead of blues rock, it's more like rock blues.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's going to happen. I think it's going to I think the more, these records we make, it's always going to be influenced by the blues. But, I love rock and roll music, man. I think that's kind of what I love. It's like certain days I play riffs a little more bluesier, and then some days I play a little more rock. So maybe sometimes I'll put out a blues rock record, and sometimes I'll put out a rock blues record,
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all going to be heavy and loud and guitar,
Yeah, I mean there's one song. It's escaping right now. Broken. I guess it was right. Broken.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Real chunky guitars. That's a really punch in the face kind of.
Yeah, that's a fun one, man.
Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, again, like I said before,
Well,
it's definitely a collection of songs that, it's just, definitely, you're progressing. You're as a musician and as a unit, and it's great to see. Great to hear.
Thank you, John. I appreciate you.
For what that's worth.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's worth everything, buddy.
So let's talk real quick about the album release, the CD release, the CD. What you called it, a CD performance, CD
release performance.
Yeah, River Street Jazz Cafe, Friday the 21st.
I thought you were going to elaborate on why it's called a CD release performance.
We'll get there. The date's important.
22nd.
22nd, April 22nd.
April 22nd. Parlor, Root Beer, and Astrology Days presents Aaron Fink, one of my best friends, is gonna open up the show with his band. And then we're gonna play. We're gonna play every song off the new record for sure, and a bunch of other ones.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a blast.
River Street Jazz Cafe, Plains, Pennsylvania.
Saturday,
Tickets on sale.
April 22nd.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
CD release performance. Is there a what is that?
We just didn't want to call it a CD release party.
No party. Nope, it's not a party. It's
I mean, it's sure. It's a party.
It's gonna be a party. I mean, there's gonna be black leather blues, beer flowing. It's gonna be a party.
Black leather all over the place.
Yeah.
Sick. Root beer.
Maybe you'll have
root beer. There's gonna be root beer. And,
are you still rocking the deep V's? Will we see some nipple?
Will I see some nipple? Did you say?
Yeah, because you're infamous for deep V.
Oh, shirts. I don't do the deep V. I tell you that. I think I don't do the deep V's much anymore.
Let's talk about that. I feel like you're not taking the band in a different direction, but you're definitely I feel like you're what's the word I want to use? You're not morphine. It's just like it's just a different vibe. You're hiding the nipple. We're not going to free the nipple anymore. We're going to hide the nipple.
I just felt I feel like it might be time to hide. Oh, man, I don't know.
I talk out of jealousy.
Man, I don't know. I mean, is there? I guess we got to hear what the people want. I don't know. I know that I just don't do many DVs. They're not in fashion anymore either. You know what I mean?
You are a fashionable guy. You got to keep up with the trends.
You got to pay attention to what kind of neck is in.
You got to keep up with the trends. I think last time we talked, you kind of alluded to the fact that you dress the gentleman too, or at least you have in the past.
Yeah, I mean, they're not babies. They dress themselves.
I know.
They're capable. No. I mean, at this point, it's like we just like we all kind of wear just what we wear, but it's I just like that part of rock and roll, man.
Hell yeah,
you know what I mean? Looking cool, and
it's all part.
Yeah, it's all part of it.
It's
all
fun.
part of that old. It's all part of that old school thing.
You called yourself old that time.
I said old school.
Well, that's it too. You called me out. Oh man.
That's great.
Yeah, I lots going on, man.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Yeah, the release party is going to be really fun. Um, you know, let me know if you want to go. I'd love to have you there.
I would love to be there. I kind of I used up all my nights out. I don't I
That's funny. I
I did
understand.
back yeah, I did back to back weekends. I did Boston Friday through Sunday. Um and then the following week I did so I came back Sunday night, so I was home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I jumped in a car and drove to Atlantic City for work from Thursday to Saturday.
Hmm.
And for those of you who don't know, we have, well, she just turned 9 months today, but at the time she was,
Oh,
8 months. So, it's a challenge when I have two children, one's good. He's 5 and he's pretty self-sufficient to a degree. Um, but the baby doesn't sleep through the night yet. So, she was on her, we take turns getting up with the baby, and she did it solo for those few nights when I was away. So props to her, and she'll never. I don't think she'll ever know how much I appreciate that. But yeah.
well,
So needless,
shout out to the wife.
yeah.
Um,
Well, maybe, but
Also, that was the craziest, longest excuse I've ever heard for someone not coming to the show.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going out all night.
No, I'm. You can tell her I'll drive. I'll drive you home. You
No,
can
I'm not
hop
worried
in
about that. It's Uber. It's Uber. She might even, I mean, yeah, I'll be home like, yeah. I mean, I'll try to sneak out. Yeah.
Yeah, bring the wife too. She's allowed to come.
Yeah, I know. Of
Just
course,
leave.
of course. It's finding babysitters. It's
It's true. It's
you
true,
know,
man. It's true. Um,
that's a challenge.
I believe it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I could probably sneak out for a
Well,
couple hours.
I'd love for you to be there.
I would love to be there too.
Yes,
There's
sir.
probably be a who's who of NEPA too, because I know you
Right.
said before you have a lot of support. I see your dad a lot.
Wow, nice.
I don't know if he tells you that or not.
Is it at Shields, perhaps, or
Close,
is
Turkey
it?
Hill.
It's yeah,
Yeah,
right. I knew it had to be one of the two. That's the spot right there.
yeah, yeah. We do a nod. We
Awesome.
acknowledge each other with a nod, and we're on our way.
He's the best.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, you have a lot of support. I mean, like I said, you have a great lineup with you guys and Aaron Fink, and
Yeah,
it's a
it's
reason to
another night.
celebrate.
It is. I'm really proud of it, and I'm always pumped when I have my friends around, or, playing with us, and yeah, dude. It's just it's. I mean, I think it's the first record where I just feel so like I'm just thankful to like be able to still do this and like to put out records and people still care, and and to have such great friends that support it and do cool things with me, and it's a great place, man. I feel like I'm in a really good spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
After the CD release performance, what can we expect from you guys for the rest of the year that you can talk about?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing a lot. The 27th, we're at the Mock Chunk Opera House in Jim Thorpe, which is going to be a really cool show. Jim Thorpe's a really good town for us. So we'll be there if you want to come and see the show again or see it for the first time. And then we got a pretty stacked summer, man. You know, working our way up to the big party on the patio in September. But before that, I mean, there's, festivals in Philly, or in, Philadelphia, Georgia. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff brewing. So, yeah, things are good. Things are good. But just head to DustinDouglasMusic.com to check out the dates and all that good stuff.
Cool. And Dustin Douglas on all social media.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll find you that way too.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm pumped for you. I'm pumped for the guys.
Dude, thank you so much, John, for having me, man.
No, thanks
I
for
really appreciate it too.
including me in your ventures. Like I said,
Yeah,
it's
man.
been 20 years, like I said, and it's it's good to be part of it, and thank you for always including me in
Yeah,
my
dude.
little endeavor here with the Popco project. And
Proud of you, man. It's awesome.
Sweet. Well, dude,
My man.
I hope you have a show at the V Spot this weekend, right?
It was the 14th. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be cool. Portland Frank, as much as I hate those guys.
the hot dog boy.
Yeah. So
I'm excited to. I have to actually play a short set opening for Vanilla Fudge down at the Opera House on Friday. I did it on Friday.
Yeah, you did it. It's already done. If you missed the show at the V Spot, you missed it. It's over.
It went great, I guess.
Yes. Check out maybe Rich Howells from NEPA Scene will be on site that evening. You can probably go to his page and check out. He's always covering great shows at the V Spot and beyond. But
I hope so, because he hasn't returned any of my calls. So
Rich, how dare you?
I'm just saying. This is my time for today. Rich, call me, brother.
He's like a cockroach.
Email me, buddy.
He'll just come out of the woodwork. He'll put up his tripod and he'll record.
I'm gonna give him hell.
Chances are, if I had to bet money, if he's in town and not doing something out of town, if he's in town, I would bet money that he will be at the show. So if you're watching and listening to that, at least go to NEPA Scene, their Facebook page. You might be able to see the set that Dustin did at the V Spot along with Portland Frank. But that's all in the past. We're looking forward to Friday. It's not Friday. Saturday the 22nd. Saturday the 22nd of April, River Street Jazz Cafe in Plains.
Yeah, man.
And then at that point, the album will be out, available streaming. I'm guessing you're gonna have CDs because it's a CD release performance.
Yeah, right. There will be CDs, and then in about a month or two, we are going to re-release it on vinyl.
Vinyl, all right. I figured you would be.
Yeah, man. I mean, that'll be the first one for us, and it's we wanted, we kind of wanted to spread it out a little bit and do a kind of a second run with the vinyl. So
that's cool. That's sweet.
Yeah,
and you'll have some great merch for sale too, from what I hear.
Yeah,
I may have been over the shoulder of the artist. That is Tyler Rice.
There's some good stuff coming, man. For sure.
So merch for sale, that'd be sweet. But
thank God I got Tyler and Dave, because there'd be like stick figure T-shirts.
Dude, I'm with you.
John, thanks, man.
Thank you. Dude.
Stream the record, watch the videos. Yeah, man.
Come to the show, April 22nd.
Come to the show. Yes, sir. Right, thanks, John.
Thank you. We'll see you.
Goodbye.